Hello everyone, my name is Annu Kumari. I have completed my bachelor's in commerce, master's in commerce from Patna University, and in the year 2021 I have cleared net exam. I am presenting myself in front of you with my very first video on business environment. Here I am also a learner, and basically I am here to learn something from you guys also. So if anything which I have missed in my content, or if I need any improvisation in my videos or in my contents, so please comment in the comment box and suggest me something new which I can add in my videos or lectures. Okay, so let's start the topic business environment. So if we go if we basically see what we have learned in this topic or subject, so we can see the business, the two words which we have seen very earlier, that is business, and the second one is environment, and how the environment internally and externally affects the environment and the operating of the business. So let's start with the next video. Next slides. Okay, sorry. So here, what is business? So for the very basics, we should know that what is business. So there are three factors which are very important. That is profit, growth, and survival, which is very important for understanding the term business. What is business? Business is basically the activity which in which we are invested ourselves on the regular basis. The terms which are very basics in the to understand the business, that is the economic activity in which we invest ourselves regularly, and from that we earn profit. The main objective of doing business is to earn profit, and not just earning profit, we have to make growth in it also, and we have to do something which helps to survive that business for the very long. If that business is for short term or for short, that in from that we cannot make ourselves growth, and we cannot make much of profit. So if the two things are missing in in this business, then we cannot say that we are doing a good business, or we are in that on the regular basis. Okay, so business is what? Business is the creation of society, because whatever we do, the activity which we are started, that must give something to the society too, and its final objective is to fulfill the need of the society. Let's understand, if we doing any kind of business, if that is for info business, education business, or any kind of business, the textile business, so that business must have fulfill the needs of the society. What is the need of the society? So that is very important. So first term is to creation of society and needs of society. Okay, or and when we see this picture, then we have to do business, we have to do something active, some activity for the goal. And what was that goal? Okay, so let me zoom that picture. Let me try to zoom that picture. Okay, so what is the objective of the business? So the first is the for profit generation, for the very first, that is profit generation. Then for the growth, for the employment, that is employee satisfaction, the person which we are involved in our business, we must have to satisfy themselves also, and make themselves develop in that work. Then market leadership, we have to take leadership in the market to introduce our products or introduce our goods. Then service to the society, which we have already see that business is the creation of society and must have fulfill the need of the society. Then the business must be challenging, because without competition we cannot make ourselves grow in anything. So, and the last one is the quality product and services. Because if we talk about the need of the society and fulfill the need of the society, so we cannot fulfill the need of the society without giving them the quality and quality of the product. Because if we give the quality of product, our society are very satisfied and they has in growing our business. So the quality of product and services are very important. So, and the next term is environment. Hope so you are clear with the term business. If any questions you have, you must be mentioned in the comment box. Okay. So let's move to the next term, environment. What is environment? The circumstances, objects, or condition by which one is surrounded. One is surrounded with me, you and me is surrounded. The situations, the goals, the conditions, the situation in which we are surrounded. So all these are environment. Whatever things which from which we are rounded at the point of time, that is environment for ourselves. We say no, we don't have a study environment. If we are surrounded with lots of people, we cannot make a quality of study. So for study, we make a study table. On that we keep our books, and make that area for the study comfortable. So all so for this study, for doing study, we make our environment. So similarly, for doing business, we see the environment, in which environment we are, and we doing what for which environment. So for doing business, we must understand what is the circumstances of the business, what circumstances which are happening in the environment, what are the objectives, and what need which we can fulfill for the society. So all these things are must be understand before starting the business, and all these things are leads to environment. Okay. Next, the total of things external to the firm and internal to. In whole chapter, the business environment, there are two terms which are very important, that is external and internal. Without understanding these two terms, we cannot move further in this topic, in this chapter. So what is external? There are many things which are externally affects, which are affect ourselves in from outside, and internally affect which we are affected from the internally, from inside our business or our activity. So the totality of the things, like previously I have taken example of this study, for making an environment for the study. So what are the external factors affect the family, relatives, or anything else, the other situation which arises um, arises that can affect our study from external. And what internal? If we don't have mood to study, if we are not healthy, if we are not feel well to do study, so these things are internally affect our study. So everything are affected by the two leads, that is external and internal. So the total of the things external to the firms and external and internal too, which affect the organization and operation, which means जो भी हमारे एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स हैं और इंटरनल फैक्टर्स हैं जो हमारे बिजनेस को, हमारे ऑपरेशंस को, हमारे डे टू डे जो हमारे एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उनको अफेक्ट करते हैं, तो इन पूरी चीज़ों को, इन दोनों चीज़ों को we are considered in the term environment. And if we talk about the environment, it is always dynamic in nature, always. Just like human are dynamic um, with their needs, with their wants, just like that environment is also very dynamic. Sometimes it is in positive, sometimes it gives negative response. So we have to understand the nature of the environment, and with that we start our business, and in that way we should start our business. Or if we need any changes with the dynamics, we should change and put the positive response in our business. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, that is business environment. After understanding the two terms, that is business and environment, let's move to the combination of these two. Business environment. What is business environment? So business environment encompasses all those factors that affect a company's operations and include customers, competitors, stakeholders, suppliers, industry trends, regulations, and other government activities, social and economical factor, technological factor, and many more. Actually, many more. So, by understanding the environment, there are many factors which are present in the environment which are affect ourselves from externally and internally. So these factors may be a consumer, competitors, stakeholders. So what is the meaning of stakeholders? Stakeholders, which means the person which have interest in that business or in the environment, and those stakeholders can be the government or the private companies. So these can be the stakeholders. Okay, which means which the person which have some interest in that. Okay, so they also affect the business. Then the suppliers, from where we supplies our raw materials for forming them in the final products. Then industry trend, what are the what are the current trend which are regulating in the industry. Then regulations and other government activities. Government also affect the business very very deeply, because many times government change their regulations, government introduce some other regulations. So with that, the operation of the business are very vastly affected. Then the social, economical, and technological factors. Okay, so just like business environment, it means and feature. So business environment refers to the combination of internal and external factor which affects directly and indirectly. Okay, so the things which are directly affects, that means internally affect, and the things which are indirectly affect, which leads to externally affect. Because external things are not um, directly affect your business, they are indirectly affect your business. Internal things which are very close to you, but external things are not close to you but they affect you. So that's why internal leads to directly and external leads to indirect. Okay, so there are personal environment, political environment, economical environment, legal environment, and just like that, business environment are categorized in two parts, that is external and internal. Internal, it means what is the plans and policies, what uh, what kind of human resources we have, what kind of financial resources we have, what kind of corporate images. What corporate image means, what kind of business we have started and what kind of goodwill which we are gained in the in the market. Then what kind of plant and machinery we are using, either it is a labor intensive or capital intensive, the labor management and the relationship with our society, with our customers, with our employees. So all these things are internally affect your business. And the external is further categorized into two parts, that is micro and macro. In micro, there are the customers, suppliers, the society affects, and the micro is the economical level, the technological, political, culture and demographical level, which affect our business. Okay, so let's move to the next. So, if we conclude our this the term business environment, the totality of physical and social factors that taken directly into consideration in decision making. So, business environment. Why we consider why when internal factors and external factors affect our business, what it means basically? It means basically to make a decision making. We do everything, why we consider uh, external and internal factor. Without considering them, we cannot make our decision effective and efficient. So making our decision making our decisions, we have to consider these two terms very precisely and very consciously. Okay, so let's move to the features of business environment, that is component of business environment. That is, first one is the dynamic in nature. Dynamic in nature, we have understand the term dynamic. Then business environment is complex. And so why it is complex? This is complex because we have to understand the internal and external factor, and in that internal and external factor there are further very categorization, and we have to consider that we cannot move further without considering them. Okay, so there is a complex study. We have to consider, we have to study everything, uh, economical to economical, technological, demographical. Every study we have to do. If we miss any one of them, we may have we may have suffered some loss because of not considering any of the factors. Okay, so next one is set of internal and external environment. We are from the very beginning we are understanding these two terms. So business environment is set of, we cannot say this is only external or only internal. This is set of external and internal environment. Then it is multidimensional because we study the environment from the very directions, from technological direction, economical direction, political direction, from the point of view of suppliers, consumers, society. So this is multidimensional study and the totality of uncertain factor. As we understand the dynamic, so dynamic means it can be changes, it can be have change anytime. So it is leads to uncertainty. So if there are many uncertain factors, all factors are very uncertain, which can be changed anytime, anyway, in any way, and that affects our business way too. Next one is the importance of business environment. So what is the importance of significance of business environment? So let's study. So the study this study helps the firm in development of uh, both both strategies and long-term policies and of the firm, as I have described you. To make the decision effectively and efficiently, we study the business environment. So development of long-term policies of the firm. Okay, to make aware of the technological advancement. We have to study the technological advancement, because there are, if we are working with the obsolete technology, we may mm, we may face some losses in our business. So we must be upgrade our business with the updated versions of the um, technology. Okay, next one is, this study should help the management in analyzing the competitors strategies and planning. As in micro study, or in external factor, in micro studies we have to study the kind of competition which are happening in the business. So what is the competitor strategies and planning? So this is very important to study. So that's why the business environment is very important to study. It provide a rich source of idea and understanding about the political change taking places in the environment. So after having technological advancement and corporate strategies, we also should do the political changes which are taking place in the environment and understand them very precisely. Then it helps to know about the socio-economic change and national and international level of the firm's stability. Then if we are starting any business, then we should must study what is the socio-economic change, how the economy and society is changed with that, what is the national and international level of that business, how at what level this business is grown, and what many more things we can do in that business to make our firm stable. So stabilities are very important to study at the national level as well as the international level. Okay. So this study, next one is, the study helps the firm in development of long-term policies of the firm, leads to decision making. Okay. So after understanding all the things, the term business, the term environment, uh, along with that business environment, their features, importance, we move to the conclusion. Okay, conclusion is very important to have in our study of just like in our life, everything must be concluded at the end. So I am going to conclude my lecture. So if I am concluding that, the term economic environment refers to the external and internal economic factor that influence the buying activity of the consumer, businesses, and therefore affect the performance of the company. These factors often beyond the company's control, or maybe either large scale or small scale. It means micro or macro. So uh, so after understanding the external and internal economic factor, these means what is the buying behavior of the consumer, what is the competition in the other businesses, how the companies perform, how it is affect at micro level and macro level. Sometimes it's beyond control of the business or company, or sometimes it can be controlled. By studying all the factors, by studying the environment, we can have control on our business. So the first one is explaining that. The second one is, you can divide the economic environment into micro environment, which affect the business decision making, such as individual action of the firm and company. And we can study at two levels, the micro level and macro level. Okay, micro environment and macro environment. So micro environment, which affects business decision making, because we are in study individually, suppliers, society, consumers. We study very small things which are connected with our business, so that helps to make our decision. And the macroeconomic environment, which affect the entire economy and all of its participants. The factors which are related to micro environment, they are affected individual firms, just like different firms having um, different kind of problems with their micro environment. But the macro environment things, the macro environment factors are affect the whole business which are present in the environment, whole company, all the participants which are in this, which are in the field, they affect wholly and solely. So micro environment is affect at individual level, but macro is at whole level. Okay. So after this, the third one is economic environment consists of different things for different people. This is very important in the business environment, that you uh, the one if I studied business environment uh, for my business, it doesn't mean that in that study is also works at some other business. This is very different for every person, for every business. So that's why it says that the environment consists different things for different people. For example, किसी फार्मर के लिए वेदर बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. For the farmer, weather and price of fertilizers are very important factor. But for the TV channel, that the price of fertilizers, the weather change, that is not the important factors to study. So for that, what is the growth of internet advertising, uh, deals, that is important, not weather. So that's why the study of business environment is different for everyone, according to their needs, according to their business, according to the kind of operations they have, uh, they study. So for every person, the study of this business environment is different. It's not same for the everyone. Okay. So hope I am clear with my points and with my contents. Thank you for watching my class, watching my lecture, and I try to make the next video on this subject. So thank you.